I'm Erin.
And I'm Dana.
And this is
Crimes We Didn't Commit.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, we're back.
We are back.
We're back. I haven't seen you in many days.
A long time.
I went to Florida.
You left and then came back with another person.
Yes, I did. Yasmin is here.
Hello.
Hello.
My sister.
Welcome to the pod.
I'm excited.
We're excited you're here.
How long did it take you to do this, to bring a story?
A week.
That's really not bad because mine's taken 3.
But then I
so.
started with one story and then I almost finished it and I was like, that's boring. And then I started another story and I was halfway through it and then I was like, that's also boring. So then I finally did this one.
So this better be good.
There's a lot of hype behind this.
Hopefully.
But,
I'm pretty excited.
So I got some feedback regarding our talking.
We do too much.
We talk too much.
Well, here's what I'm thinking.
Don't listen.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
Spotify has chapters.
They do. And I think Apple has chapters too, but don't quote me on that.
I won't.
Because I'm not sure.
I never would.
But I do know also is we have 1,000 listens.
Which is so cool.
So exciting.
Are you one of the listens?
Yes, I am.
I know that I'm like 10 of them.
I'm a solid 10 probably. Yeah. Maybe 15.
It's so exciting. So exciting.
It's a lot of support that we've gotten.
Yeah.
From when we started. From sitting on the floor at workout class.
Yes.
To now.
Yeah. And we don't have 1,000 followers. But we'll get there.
So follow.
Yeah. So follow. If you listen, just follow. Even if you don't listen anymore, just follow.
Still follow.
Yep.
It's
follow
not going
us.
to do anything.
It's free. It really helps us out.
I am following.
Okay.
We love that.
If you're not, get out.
Yep. Oh, I hit my stand goal.
Your stand?
I guess.
What does that mean?
I was standing
How
today.
does it know if you're standing?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how technology works.
Is it interesting?
How does it count my steps?
Movement.
Mm-hmm.
So
when
standing.
Your hand moves. Like if you shook your hand a bajillion times, it would count as steps.
Really?
I have someone at work who tries to meet their steps, so they just keep shaking their hands. I'm like,
that's cheating.
I was like, how is that?
That doesn't meet their
That's
steps.
fucking cheating.
It is 100%.
That's not fair.
I've done that before just to make myself feel better in my brain.
So you can also do competitions with like friends on your activity app or whatever. And so it's like a 7-day challenge. And I will cheat.
Okay.
So I've won every single challenge.
You're outing yourself to everyone right now.
Well, not every time I'll cheat, but if someone's actually like beating me and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
They're cheating probably.
I'll start like a yoga workout. So it'll count as like movement, it'll count as exercise, but I'm just chilling on the couch.
You're standing.
I'm literally laying down. I'm in Shavasana for like an hour.
Shavasana.
And yeah, so that's how I'll win those challenges. So if you guys want to fuck with me.
Erin just sitting at home just going just aggressively, you see her in the mirror as you pass her house. Just aggressively shaking her hand. Oh, that's funny. So you're in Colorado.
Yep, I am.
How's the weather there right now?
Bipolar.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like snowing and then hot?
Yep. It snowed like 6 inches one day and then it was sunshine and like 70 degrees the next day.
No. Can't do it.
It was really annoying.
I can't do it. Where in Colorado?
Inglewood, Colorado. So Denver area.
Okay. Got it.
What's your address?
It is. Don't kill me.
We're going to get a P.O. box one day.
We will get a P.O. box.
Yeah.
Also, last night I've been looking up the addresses to some serial killers that are incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like inmate numbers and addresses. So I'm going to type up like a letter to send them and see if they respond. I mean, what can be nothing lost, right? Like, might as well try it.
Not at all.
Imagine
That would be so weird.
That'd be kind of cool to get a letter back.
That would
Yeah.
be so cool, right? And like
we
a
just
picture.
wouldn't have our address on there. There wouldn't be.
No,
Oh, no.
so
when we get a PO box.
so that's another thing I was reading is don't
Okay.
put your address on a letter to a killer.
Why?
Yeah, we would need to
so
get a
well.
PO box. Honestly, it'd be funny to put like somebody's address that you don't like.
That would be great.
Ooh,
That'd be great.
that'd be good.
Except for, I feel like that could be traced back to us somehow.
That probably is some federal offense or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
Probably
I
not.
feel like
I
it
don't
would.
think
Do
would.
you have to put a return address on a letter? I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
Someone tell us.
Yeah,
We
I'll
don't know how
ask.
to use Google.
I'll ask chat.
When I had to mail a package, and they wouldn't let me mail it unless I put a return address on it.
Was that like UPS or
no,
something?
It was
It was-
USPS.
really?
Yeah.
But that's a package, though. I'm not trying to send these guys like a candle. I just want to send them a letter. I think that would work.
This candle is called decapitated. I don't know. Jasmine.
Yeah. But I am going to do that. I am going to send letters
Okay, that's cool.
and tell them what our podcast name is.
Yeah.
Because, there's no
is not-
bad press.
That's right.
All the inmates
Follow
are
us.
listening to our
Yeah.
podcast. They're like,
do.
yo, do me. Do me.
What if they started sending us some extra secrets?
Oh, we're
be so
gonna
good.
talk about it.
Yeah,
We're gonna tell everybody.
100%.
Honestly, that's the type of shit we'll put on our Patreon too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, which
and
will
that
be
is
out
coming soon.
sometime.
Very, very soon.
Yes.
So if you're ready to drop them $4 a month
Yeah.
for some extra shit, for some inner circle shit, we'll be
Like
ready.
Baking videos.
Yeah. Like killer banana bread.
Homicidal cookies.
Yeah. Honestly, merch.
It would be.
Yeah.
We should come up with recipes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Just for fun. We'll start a bakery.
We will
You guys
start.
have no idea what's going to come out of this.
No,
I mean, neither do
we have
I was
so
gonna
many
say.
things.
This
I was like,
idea
I don't
just
think y'all know.
I know.
either.
In the future, if we had like a manager or something, they'll be like, dude, you need
Stop
to narrow
talking.
it down. You're
Just
doing
stop
way
talking.
too much. Meanwhile, we're sitting in a 6-year-old's bedroom recording this podcast.
We're sharing a mic.
That's right.
We need $4.
I mean, I have a stuffed corn next to me. For God's sakes.
Oh man, what a good time!
Such a good time.
What a good freaking time!
Did you want to talk about something that happened or information that you found out recently, or no? Did you not want to talk about that on the podcast?
No, it's just I found out someone I knew had a murderer in their family or something.
Okay, that's too personal. We won't.
No.
Okay.
Not today.
Maybe check the Patreon. Okay, cool.
But yeah, another time.
Yeah.
In another life.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, let's talk about
Yeah.
Yasmin's case.
Oh yeah, that's why you're here.
Yes, I worked too hard for this.
You really did. She worked.
It was
really
stressing me out. I don't know how you guys do this.
hard. I don't know either.
I don't know what this is on my.
I don't know
Oh,
either.
God. Honestly, I'm not sure. It's confusing.
Yeah, I
as
get
to
it.
How we come up with shit
I don't know either.
when we need it.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
happens.
It does.
It always works out.
Every time.
Yep.
Like most things.
Yep.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we need to catch up more on episodes. We're like, we don't have a lot in the
no, we
library
don't
right
have-
now.
No, we don't. We don't have anything in the library.
Yeah,
I don't think.
we'll get there.
Except for that one case that I did, but it just sounded dumb. It was all over the place.
I liked it.
I didn't.
liked it.
Which one?
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
It's a secret.
Coming
I
soon.
like secrets.
Secrets are no fun unless you share them with everyone.
Aw.
What if you said that to a murderer and they're just like, "Oh wow, you're right."
Right, I can't talk about it.
So I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're talking about one of the strangest serial killer cases in modern American crime history. Not just because of the murders, not just because of the lies, but because for part of the killing spree, the man at the center of it all was actually working with the FBI.
Oh, that's so cool.
That would be so cool.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to be that person.
I would too, but I don't
But
want
not to murder
be
them.
the killer. Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
But I want to be involved in the investigation.
I want to be involved with it, and I want
Imagine.
to be the
It's
investigation.
like Dexter.
That's so cool.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay. Except, I mean, you wouldn't want to be the FBI realizing that this all happened
No,
under their nose.
True, idiots.
Okay, so this story is the story of Scott Lee Kimball. He's a con artist, fraudster, serial manipulator, FBI informant, and convicted killer. And the deeper you go into the case, the more unbelievable it becomes. Because almost everyone who crossed paths with Scott Kimball walked away with the same impression. He talked constantly, he always had a story, and he always seemed connected. And somehow he always managed to convince people he was more important, more dangerous, and more powerful than he really was.
A narcissist.
That's right. So for years, he manipulated girlfriends, family members, law enforcement, fellow inmates, and eventually even federal agents. By the time the investigators finally untangled what was happening, at least 4 people were dead. And many investigators believe the real number could be much higher. It involves missing women, fake identities, forged documents, prison informants, staged phone calls, hidden remains in remote wilderness areas, and a killer who seemed to enjoy controlling people almost as much as he enjoyed killing them.
God dang.
And somehow, for years, he kept getting away with it.
What a fucking weirdo. I can't
I would
wait.
love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I had something in my throat. I had a tickle in my throat. But how cool. I mean, God, it sounds bad when you say, how cool is that?
No, but it is
because
cool.
you see it as a movie. in
That's
your
what I was
mind.
just thinking. It
You know?
sounds like a
It
made
does.
for TV
Movie.
Made
For TV or made for
shows.
anywhere.
It was
made to watch. It was made to see. Is there a movie?
There was a 48-hour and there's a couple like documentaries.
Okay. But there should
Not
be
good
a
enough.
movie.
Yeah. We're doing that. No one can do it. We're
Yep.
we're
Don't-
trademark.
don't
We're
make
taking
it.
that. That's ours.
I'm going to make it. Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right. So who is Scott Kimball? So Scott Kimball was born September 21st, 1966 in Boulder, Colorado, and grew up in nearby,
You live there.
not
sort
Boulder.
of. Okay.
I live,
Colorado.
yeah. It's like 2 hours, or like an hour away
Okay.
from where he grew up.
She knows him.
Oh, you know him?
Personally.
Wow. You dated him.
I did.
He was your ex.
That's right.
What a
He
fucker.
was just a little older than me.
Fuck Scott.
My neighbor's name is Scott.
We just need to open the
He makes lovely cookies.
Imagine he's like, wait a minute. Fuck Scott. What the fuck did I do? Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so his childhood was chaotic almost immediately. His parents divorced when he was around 10 years old. His mother later entered a same-sex relationship, and according to retired FBI Special Agent Johnny Grussing, investigators believe this may have contributed to Kimball developing resentment towards women at a young age.
Rude. Hang on.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a little weird.
Little rude as hoe. Anyways. So, people who later studied Kimball's behavior believed he learned early on how to manipulate emotions, especially women's emotions. By his teenage years, he had already developed what investigators described as a game. He enjoyed convincing people to do things they normally wouldn't do. He would love bomb women. He'd shower them with attention, affection, stories, promises, until they became emotionally attached to him. Then he would manipulate them, isolate them, and control them.
That's the worst kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime any of my friends are like, oh, loves me so much. He's taking me out all the time and all this stuff. And I'm just like, that guy sucks.
Well, then you start to see your friend less and less.
Yeah.
And less.
Yeah.
Because that's
it.
he wants her to completely and utterly depend upon him.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Which
they're just the worst.
Is gross.
Yeah, and he would try to like pull girlfriends away from their boyfriends just to like, I think he like gets like this rush off of it.
It's a power control.
Yeah.
You're mine. You're going to be mine,
Mhm.
you know, in an ownership kind of way. What a
Exactly.
sick fucker.
All right, but there was something darker happening behind the scenes of it all. After Kimball and his younger brother moved in with their grandmother following the divorce, a neighbor named Theodore Payton began sexually abusing the boys. The abuse reportedly lasted nearly a decade.
I was about to say I love the name Theodore, but then you said that, and I was like, never mind.
I know. I like the name because, like, Teddy. I think it's so cute.
I
Like, the
just
little
love
nickname.
it. I think it's precious.
It makes me think. Sorry, I have a thought. I have to like pull the microphone over to me and take it away from you, Sweet. Like, hey, I'm here. Hi.
Wait, have we told the people that you guys are sharing a
I
microphone?
think so. Yeah, we mentioned it at the beginning.
Okay, all right.
Shh, stop talking. I'm using it. But I don't remember what I was gonna say. So here you go. You can have it back.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so Theodore was an asshole.
Yes, he was. So, he was sexually abusing the boys, but then it later escalated from inappropriate touching and photographs to violent assaults and rape.
Ugh.
And then, years later, when Kimball was 23 years old, he attempted suicide by shooting himself in the head. The bullet grazed his skull, leaving a visible scar.
How bad is your aim?
When you said attempted to shoot himself in the head, the attempt word got me. It just got me because how do you shoot yourself in the head and not die?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true. That's valid.
okay, sorry.
No,
I
you're
probably
good.
shouldn't have laughed. I'm not laughing at suicide. It's awful.
Oh yeah, no.
But it did leave a visible scar on his forehead.
But like, if you shoot yourself in the head and you graze it, you're not shooting. You're not touching your head.
No. How
You're
do you?
not.
So he has a little baby scar on his forehead.
Yeah.
What's
He's
that?
just-
I try to kill myself. It's a bullet scratch.
Oh my
It's a oopsie.
Oh my god. Okay.
Suicide is not funny.
Okay,
No, it's
Sienna,
not.
bring that back to me. Thank you. Okay, so then it left a scar on his forehead, and then afterward, Kimball and other victims finally reported Peyton to the police. And then in 1991, Peyton was convicted on multiple sexual assault counts. People close to Kimball later said that the abuse fundamentally changed him. One relative said it was like he had lost his conscience, and then others described him, even like previous girlfriends, that he had a deep shame and emotional emptiness that seemed to harden into manipulation, deception, and cruelty.
That makes sense. I think someone who's been sexually assaulted as a child now has to have some sort of control in their life. And maybe that's why, because you hear like people who have been assaulted at a young age tend to do that when they're older to others.
Yeah.
And I think it is some sort of control situation. And I think we'll find out more on next Monday. When we go to
Wednesday?
it's on Monday.
It's on Wednesday this week. The
It's
serial
on
killer thing?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes. On Wednesday when we go, we'll probably find out more about that in the triangle.
Cut that Monday thing out.
Got the Monday. Sorry, calendars. Days are hard.
So, whatever psychological damage existed, it didn't stop there because by adulthood, Scott Kimball had already begun building a life around fraud, lies, and crime. And eventually, those lies escalated into something much worse than scams. Looking into his criminal background, Scott Kimball's first felony conviction came at the age of 22 for passing bad checks, but that was only the beginning. Over the years, he built extensive criminal records involving financial fraud, forged documents, burglary, scams, fake identities, stolen property, illegal businesses. And then he constantly moved state to state, often using aliases to stay ahead of authorities. To outsiders, he could appear charming, intelligent, even successful, but underneath, investigators later said that he was essentially living a career as a con artist.
So, hang on. What is he doing with all this money? If he's like trying to steal money, do all that, what do people actually do? If you're on the run, what are you doing with that money?
I feel like with him, because he's such a narcissist, you know, and he's very just obsessed with himself, it's just proving to himself something. I don't know that he's moving a lot, so he needs money to move.
Does he need nice things? Is it the clothes? Does he need to look like hood rich, I guess is what they say?
I don't know.
Have all the nice things, but literally you have nothing else.
Right. And then the other thing, not related to that, most people that I've looked into, you said he is a murderer.
Yeah.
That have a background like this, like an extensive background when it comes to like illegal businesses, property, identity, scams, burglary. I feel like a lot of them, their intention is never to really murder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where this thought is going.
Well, I know
it's
what
just
you're
interesting
going.
when it escalates to murder because that's their thing is scamming people.
Well, and I think we've talked about this before on previous episodes where there's different types of killers.
Yeah.
Right? There's the killers that
kill to kill.
lack
They like
complete empathy, that are just like wanting to just do the, kill.
Yeah.
And then there's the killers that have empathy, do crimes like this, the stealing, the fraud, that, and it's more of like an impulse kill, right? Like you don't want to get caught, so you have to get rid of this
that makes sense.
witness or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple others that I can't remember, but those two,
somewhere.
For example, are the two extremes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for him is probably a control,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
manipulation piece.
Yeah.
So
He's probably got a temper too, I bet.
I
bet he's angry.
I don't think he would, because he would he liked to be perceived as someone who was like super well put together and everything. So, let's see, where were we? In 2000, Kimball landed in prison in Montana after violating probation tied to another fraud conviction involving a forged $25,000 check.
Damn.
And then from there, things escalated quickly. He transferred to a halfway house and then escaped in 2001. And then while on the run, he stole a truck, fled to Washington, kidnapped and raped a woman, then escaped again to Alaska while pretending to be his brother. Eventually, authorities caught him and returned him to prison. And most people at that point would disappear into the system, but Scott Kimball saw opportunity because prison gave him access to exactly what he needed most, people to manipulate. And somehow, he managed to convince the FBI to trust him.
This I'm excited about. Plus, like, he went from Montana to Alaska?
So when he was in Colorado and he lived with his grandma after the parents' divorce, after it was like around his later high school years, he moved to Montana to live with his dad.
Oh, okay.
And then he got
in trouble,
went to prison,
Yep.
and then he escaped that halfway house.
Okay, and then that's when he went to Alaska.
To Washington.
Oh, Washington, and then Alaska.
And then Alaska to escape the rape.
Got
that
it.
He would eventually.
Committed. Yeah. Okay.
So, while incarcerated in Washington state, Kimball began offering information to investigators. This is actually a common route into becoming an informant. A prisoner claims to know about criminal activity, law enforcement evaluates whether the information is useful, and cooperation can sometimes reduce sentences or improve prison conditions. Kimball understood that system perfectly. One of his cellmates was a Words.
What was his name?
His name? Steve Ennis.
Oh, Steve.
Steve Ennis was involved in an ecstasy distribution investigation in the Denver area. Kimball told federal agents that there was a murder for hire plot involving Ennis and Ennis's girlfriend, Jennifer Markham.
But is it true?
TBD.
Okay. I'm excited.
Next week.
Okay, so according to Kimball, they were planning to kill, so Ennis and his girlfriend were planning to kill a witness tied to the case. The FBI believed Kimball, and somehow Kimball convinced federal agents that he would make a valuable paid informant. So by the end of 2002, he was back on the streets in Colorado with minimal supervision. That decision would later become one of the most controversial aspects of this entire case. Former investigators later admitted Kimball was an extraordinary manipulator.
Well, I bet. They better say that.
Extraordinarily manipulative.
Extraordinaire. He was an extraordinary manipulation. Yes.
He appeared calm, cooperative, and intelligent. One retired FBI agent later said Kimball seemed to leave breadcrumbs inside FBI files, tiny hints and statements that in hindsight pointed back to him.
Whoa.
Why would he do that?
Why?
Like, it's just to prove something to himself.
That's exactly right.
Because he has like,
That's right.
you will never fucking catch me. kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he like got off on that. So but at that time, nobody realized what they were looking at, and during this exact time period, people around Scott Kimball began disappearing. The first young mother, named Jennifer Markham, was the first murder victim. So, as we recall, Jennifer Markham is Steve Ennis's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Ecstasy.
There's a lot of like connections.
Yeah. So a lot of red twine between
Corkboard.
Which is like the little breadcrumbs that he was kind of leaving.
Yes. Okay.
So, who's Jennifer Markham? She was a 25-year-old from the Denver area. She was a single mother raising a 4-year-old child.
A single mom who works so hard and loves again and never stops. Anyway.
Okay. She was raising a 4-year-old child while working as a stripper to survive. People close to her described her as someone struggling financially, but still trying to hold her life together.
Aww.
Then on February 17th, 2003, Jennifer visited her boyfriend, Steve Ennis, in prison, and then shortly afterward, she vanished. At first, there were very few answers. Then about a year later, Jennifer's parents received a phone call from the FBI. Agents told them something terrible may have happened to their daughter. Jennifer's phone had last been used on the same day she disappeared, and her 1996 Saturn sedan had been found abandoned at the Denver airport. But there was one major problem. Jennifer had no outgoing flights scheduled that day. Then the FBI introduced Jennifer's parents to one of their informants, Scott Kimball.
Oh, God.
Kimball claimed he knew exactly what happened to Jennifer. He told them that she traveled to New York to buy a handgun tied to this supposed murder for hire plot.
Oh, my God.
Then he claimed she had been murdered by an associate connected to her boyfriend's
the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they feared she might testify. So according to Kimball, Jennifer had been tied up and strangled from behind after putting up a fight. He even claimed to possess a photograph of her dead body. Then he made an even more disturbing statement. He said her remains were somewhere near Rifle, Colorado, and claimed he had been asked to dig up her body to remove her breast implants and IUD because the serial numbers could identify her.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I mean, the serial number, that's true.
Yeah, but I would have never thought of that.
Why does he have so much detail?
He has a lot of detail, and also it's after the fact.
I have a picture.
Yeah, of her dead from strangulation while I'm in prison.
With no boobs.
Right.
None.
But that's the thing, because he's a paid informant, and he's like undercover.
Oh, he's like
so
going.
He's like, I know. Of course, I'll know all this information.
Yeah.
And then, but then to obviously, you know.
So he's doing it for the check.
He is, but then he also is doing it to get off on the fact like, oh, I'm doing all this under the FBI's nose.
Yes, both things are true.
But then on top of that, first she disappears and then he has all this information. Like there's no other way for this information to come about. Yeah. Like there's no way to validate this.
Right.
Because the FBI is not going to be talking to there's no other people for them to talk to.
Right.
You know?
All of a sudden he's the only person. I know.
Yeah.
So.
Trying to make himself valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
I mean, like, for someone who's like a manipulator, they probably love feeling valued.
Yes.
Anyways, okay. So Kimball offered to take Jennifer's parents into the mountains to show them where she was, but they refused because they believed that if they got into a vehicle with Scott Kimball, they might never come back.
Okay. Even they know his number. And the FBI's like, no, he's a valued asset. What?
That's true. So Jennifer's parents became like super suspicious about Scott Kimball, and they voiced their concerns to the FBI, but then the agents actually defended Kimball.
Yep, I knew it.
They were like, yeah, he's a valuable whatever. He's helped with other
you
crimes.
Wouldn't know all this information if it wasn't for him.
Yep. So Jennifer's parents thought that by bringing Kimball, like to have that conversation with Kimball and the parents, it was the FBI's way of saying like, hey, your daughter, like she had a bad like life as like a stripper or whatever. You know, now you have some answers. Like, can you just leave us alone? Like, fuck off.
Wow.
Now. That's what they felt like, the parents said.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I would feel. You know what I mean? I would want answers immediately. And if they're not giving them to me, they're not doing their job.
But if I'm getting answers from a sketch source,
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, those aren't the answers that I wanted.
How reliable is this fucker?
Right. Like, I don't know.
What's his track record?
If the vibes are off, I'm not going to believe you.
If you're not doing your job and you're relying on this fucking piece of shit, no.
Nah.
They shouldn't be an agent.
And they're completely trusting what he has to say. There's no FBI investigation on their end at all.
Right. Unbelievable.
So Jennifer's family, mainly her dad, took matters into their own hands, and they put up billboards, they appeared on television, they begged for information, and then eventually someone started listening. Because Jennifer wouldn't be the only person connected to Scott Kimball who disappeared. So, we're going to talk about, we'll do a little full circle, but we're going to talk about Casey McLeod. She was another victim. She was 19 years old. She was the daughter of Kimball's wife at the time, Lori McLeod.
Okay. So it was like his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So friends and family.
The way you came, his stepson, his mom.
Sorry.
So friends and family described Casey as bright, bubbly, fun-loving, and eager to please. She danced and sang all the time. But after her parents' divorce, things began spiraling. Casey became rebellious. She started using drugs, was a runaway, falling into dangerous situations. Then in August of 2003, after an argument with her mom over drugs found inside the house, Casey grabbed her bicycle and rode away. It was thought that Scott Kimball may have planted those drugs to try to get her isolated.
Oh. Like, as in... But she was using drugs. So you think that maybe he's helped her start using drugs?
No, because she started using drugs prior to Kimball being in her life. But she's starting to get on the right path. And then when her mom found the drugs in the house, Casey kept saying, no, those are not my drugs. Like, I swear those are not mine. And then they had an argument and then she just ran away.
So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Kimball to do that. No. I've also said those aren't my drugs when they were my drugs. So, I mean, either way.
Right.
Yeah, regardless. Either way. Plus, divorce really fucks people up. Mm-hmm. That's true. Just want to say that.
True for that.
Shout out to all the traumatized kids out there.
I feel like we're all traumatized. We talked about that at lunch.
We did.
We went to a brunch, Mother's Day
brunch.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, by the way.
Happy Mother's Day
to all of you out there. Anyway, so we were all talking about how trauma, because it sounds dumb when you talk about trauma, but it's an actual important thing to reflect upon.
Yep.
That was it.
Okay. Wow, thank you for your information.
That sounds like a great lunch. Pass the salt. Trauma.
It's funny how freely we talk about it. I mean, I think it's great that we can freely talk about that kind of stuff and all together. Mama does start though.
No, I think that's how
we love you, Mama. She listens.
Oh yeah, hello,
hey, mommy.
That's how my sisters are though. We talk about the most traumatizing shit and we laugh about it.
Yeah,
inside we're crying, but we're laughing.
That's right.
So I'll cry later probably. Okay. Anyway, so she left because drugs.
Yes. Yeah. And she swore that she's not the one who put them there. Okay, so at first her family thought she would return like she always had before, but then 2 days later she missed work at the sandwich shop where she was employed, and suddenly everyone knew something was wrong. When Lori, which is
the mom,
Casey's mom, tried to report her missing, police refused because Casey was legally an adult, so she had every right to leave. And to be allowed to file a report, there had to be proof of foul play.
Oh my God.
So,
see,
not true.
I think that's stupid.
It is.
It's so dumb.
But during this time, Scott Kimball stayed close to the family, and he promised Lori that he would find her. Weeks later, he even claimed that a neighbor had recently seen Casey with their boyfriend and sister. But then weeks, months, and then a year went by without hearing from her. And now Casey's mom and dad were convinced something bad had happened to her.
Oh, no.
I know. Then Casey's best friend, Tabitha Morton, began investigating herself. She noticed something chilling. Scott Kimball disappeared at the exact same time as Casey did. That realization triggered a chain reaction. This is when Rob McLeod, Casey's dad, started digging deeper and eventually ran across another article about another missing woman connected to Scott Kimball.
The importance of friends.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, that was it. It's extremely that they recognize certain things like that. They pay attention to your life enough. Like even on the way back from Florida, you're like, you're in North Carolina now because you have my location.
Oh, if any of my friends went missing,
you'd know.
I will find them.
Yes,
because when
you're like the Taken guy.
When you become into my, I have a certain set of skills. When you become like in my circle, I am asking for your location. Because I need it. I'm just gonna know where you're at. If something's off, I'll find you.
You're like, welcome to North Carolina. I'm like, I literally crossed the border.
You're like looking around. Wait a minute.
I was looking at your location. And I was like, oh, she's 20 minutes away.
See, it's nice. It's nice to have locations.
I'm like, oh, you're in South Carolina now. See you soon.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Okay.
Plus, you have to check locations sometimes before you like call that person. So if I'm going to call like my sister, I'm going to be like, okay, is she at home? Because if she's at home, she'll probably answer. If she's not, I
didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I never check anything before I call. I don't check locations that much.
Yeah. Well, I was going to call you once and I looked at your location. You were at the HT. So I was like, I can't call her right now.
Oh, that makes sense. I probably would have picked up still.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
I just didn't want to bug you.
Yeah,
it wasn't important.
Yeah. Hey,
look at this. It's stupid. So
look at my nail.
Do you think we need this for the podcast? And you're like, Aaron, no.
But yes.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Totally sidetracked you.
Okay. So again, that's when Rob McLeod, Casey's dad, started digging deeper. And then he saw that connection with another missing woman, which is Jennifer Markham. As we recall, Jennifer's dad put up billboards.
Yes.
And he was on TV and everything. So there was stuff about him. Rob McLeod made that connection with that. So Rob McLeod reached out to Jennifer's dad, Bob Markham, and then they began starting to investigate on their own.
Perfect. Love that.
But the next disappearance made things even darker because this victim was Scott Kimball's own uncle.
Oh my God. I mean, spread out.
Pick people you're not connected to.
I mean,
that's murder 101.
Is during this time he's working for the FBI.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna whack my uncle.
Who can I?
Yeah. Hey, excuse me, FBI.
Yeah.
The bosses. My uncle's missing. Can you help me find him? Actually, I know.
Actually, I have a picture of him.
I have a picture of his body. Can you?
He was stabbed 4 times in the neck.
And all his money's gone.
Also, can I have a bank account?
That'll be $50,000.
What about a bonus on this third body now?
That's right. Okay, so Terry Kimball was Scott Kimball's 6-year-old uncle. In 2004, Terry came to stay with Scott and his wife, Lori McLeod, for a short period of time. Then suddenly, on September 1st, 2004, when Terry left, he was never seen again. Scott's explanation, Terry had supposedly won the lottery in Ohio and moved to Mexico with a stripper.
With a stripper!
With Jennifer. Come up with better stories, like something more believable.
What an idiot.
I feel like he felt invincible.
Yes.
Because he was like, I'm an informant.
Well,
I'm being paid by the FBI.
Hang on, though. Because, I mean, the wife is probably like, what the fuck? He won the lottery and didn't, like, give us anything? He just left?
Terry wasn't related to Lori McLeod at all.
Lori was Scott's wife.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The uncle was living with Scott and his wife.
So, yes. So later, it'll come to the investigators.
Okay.
When they do their investigative shit, they find out that Scott probably killed Terry because they found out that
his wife. I'm confused.
So
An affair?
No, so Scott Kimball killed his uncle Terry.
Yes.
Because Terry got a divorce, and he like soon after that he had a lot of money from that divorce.
Oh, okay.
So they think that Scott killed him from that.
Got
so possibly like
okay.
I didn't see anything specifically about that. Like it went into Lori's life or whatever, but he wanted to acquire some money.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. So although the story sounds absurd, there wasn't enough evidence to prove otherwise. Then in June 2006, when Bob Markham and Rob McLeod connected with each other and they started comparing notes, they talked to Lori McLeod, and then they suddenly remembered Terry, another person who had entered Scott Kimball's orbit and was never seen again. So they started to realize that all these people that are
connected
close
to Scott
are not being found again. And we talked about, so Terry, they obviously suspected that Scott murdered Terry for financial reasons. And that was enough motive to tie him to that case. But then, sorry. Okay, so then at that point, law enforcement was beginning to realize they weren't looking at an isolated disappearance anymore and that they might have a serial killer on their hands. The investigators uncovered another missing woman, one who kept referring to a mysterious man named Hannibal.
Okay. Like, do they not realize that he's not helping with any investigations that are...
Nothing.
That have happened?
Right.
You know?
Right.
He's not assisting with anything.
No.
Things are happening while he...
They're like, these cases that you're bringing us information on that's interesting.
They're brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new cases.
Brand new.
Like, it just doesn't... How they're not connecting that is wild to me.
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
I don't... Like, you were married to her, and her daughter's missing, and then your uncle's missing, and then...
Right, like, not realizing that all of these people are connected to him.
Yeah.
Like, that... Are they just choosing to ignore it because cases are getting closed?
And then his cellmate's, girlfriend, who you knew information about, she's gone. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think he wasn't like explicitly like saying anything about, like, he wasn't going forward to the
giving
investigators.
total information on all of them. Yeah.
I think like the information came and then someone's like, oh, this person died, and it was someone in an inner circle with a cellmate, and so then he suddenly had information about it while he was also working on other cases that the FBI had.
Right.
So this next woman that was murdered, her name was Leanne Emery. She was 24 years old. Her parents described her life as one full of promises. She was a straight A student in high school and even graduated early, but adulthood became difficult for her. Her mother's severe health problems forced Leanne to leave college. She lost her job as a veterinary assistant, then she entered an abusive marriage. After the divorce, she began a relationship with a prisoner named Stephen Hawley.
Good God.
I know. In 2003, Leanne told her parents she was leaving for a caving trip in Mexico with friends. What? She was an avid spelunker. She would often go every weekend.
What did you just say?
Spelunka.
Have you ever heard of spelunking?
I've never heard of
it. It's like cave diving.
Spelunker a word?
It is now.
I've splunked. I've splunked before.
Splunked?
Is that?
I don't know if that's a word either.
So you can either be a splunker and go splunking.
Welcome to Merriam-Webster's edition 40.
We are linguists.
But what did you say? You said splunking.
Spelunking. I don't know if that's a word.
Oh yeah, spelunking is a word.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
cave diving.
And so would you be a spelunker?
Possibly.
And then you are splunking.
Or are you just one who spelunks?
But because I've splunked.
Spelunkadunk.
Where?
In Puerto Rico.
You went cave diving? Did you swim into it?
I was in a cave and we jumped in the water.
That's so cool. I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's splunking.
Yeah.
Right?
I splunked.
She's...
I am a mother splunker. Okay.
Okay, so she was in a relationship with a man named Stephen Hawley in January 2003. Okay, she went on a little spelunking trip in January 2003. But then 2 weeks.
That's my favorite word now, by the way. Splunking.
2 weeks later, authorities in Moab found her abandoned vehicle. Her clothes, purse, and belongings were still inside. Police noticed the car had been deliberately pulled into a clearing. Nearby were shoe prints and tire tracks, as if like she literally got out of the car and then went
gone.
into another car.
Oh, yes. Okay, that
And
makes
then
sense.
gone.
That makes sense.
Something felt wrong to the detectives, and they feared something bad may have happened to her. But once again, when her family tried to file a missing persons report, they were brushed aside because
She was old, too old.
She was too old, and they need to have evidence of foul play. So, of course, Leanne's parents began investigating themselves. They looked at her credit card records, and it showed that she'd never made it to Mexico. Instead, she traveled across multiple Western states while writing bad checks and charging thousands to her father's credit card.
That doesn't sound right. Sounds like Scott. Sounds like a boy named Scott.
Yeah. So her parents knew that's not something that she would do. And then they started looking through her emails, and they discovered some disturbing emails that she had written to one of her relatives before disappearing. In one, she said, quote, "I have to hide. My orders came from Hannibal, and he's a dangerous person." And then another says, "I'm in an underground world." And then yet in another, she said, "If Hannibal knew I was talking to you, he'd had me killed and in a second." But who is Hannibal? Letters from Leanne's boyfriend, Stephen Hawley, the guy in prison, started to arrive to Leanne's parents, and they started. They said that Leanne was in terrible danger, and they needed to call the FBI. But when pressed about who Hannibal was, when her parents were like, "Wait, but who's Hannibal?" He refused to reveal the true identity. But then eventually, investigators learned who it truly was. Hannibal was Scott Kimball. At that point, the case became almost surreal because somehow the suspected serial killer was still operating as a federal informant.
God dang.
And once again, investigators finally began comparing all the disappearances together. The entire case started collapsing into one horrifying pattern.
That took a few years.
That took too long.
Yeah.
They started to actually investigate in 2006, but then the murder started in 2003, something like that.
In the early 2000s.
That's right.
Yeah. We keep it vague here.
Yeah, we keep it real, real vague.
So in June 2006, as we remember, Bob Markham, Jennifer Markham's dad, and Rob McLeod, Casey McLeod's dad, were comparing information. And they found those three people that were connected to Scott Kimball, Jennifer, Casey, and Terry, which all had that one common denominator as Scott Kimball.
Scotty boy.
So that discovery pushed the FBI to assign Special Agent Jonathan Grussing to the case alongside Detective Gary Thatcher, who had already spent over a year investigating Kimball.
Okay, so Kimball was their confidential informant? Okay.
Well, no, he was the
FBI.
FBI's informant, and then those two guys were assigned to the case.
Okay.
So, as investigators dug deeper, the evidence became overwhelming. Every victim had last been seen with Scott Kimball. Investigators learned Kimball specifically targeted vulnerable people, women struggling financially, people with unstable lives, people easy to isolate or manipulate. Investigators started closing in on Jennifer Markham's case when an inmate came forward about some disturbing details. An inmate later told authorities Kimball once asked whether breast implants could be traced. As we remember earlier when Casey's parents.
Remember when Casey parents was looking?
When Casey's parents met with Scott Kimball,
Yes.
And Kimball said that someone asked him to take the breast implants and the IUD out of Casey. So now, the investigators are doing their investigation, an inmate came to them and said that
Didn't he ask about the serial numbers on the implants?
yes. Sorry, I'm finding my spot. Okay. And the inmate said that Kimball once asked whether implants could be traced or not. And when the inmate was questioned why implants mattered when victims could still be identified through fingerprints or dental records, Kimball replied, in quotes, "You cut off the feet, head, and hands, and there's no trace."
Mm.
Moreover, yes. What do you want to say?
What would you like to say?
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
At that point. Like,
Yeah.
come on. It just,
I know.
you know? Yeah.
But no body.
No body, no crime.
But that's not true. Because there was that one killer that thought that, but that's not the case.
That's why they got caught. I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't remember.
There's that one killer.
That one time? I don't remember, but I know that that's not a thing because I know.
We know
I'm an attorney.
that, yes, and justice will be done.
I am the FBI.
So is Scott.
So when Kimball shared the cell with Jennifer Markham's boyfriend, Steve Ennis, he saw photos of her on the wall, and he promised Steve that he would help her out and get her a job. But in reality, he just wanted her for himself. And after all said and done, and he was released from prison, 2 months later, she disappeared. That whole case around the murder for hire plot involving Jennifer was a way for him to get close to Jennifer, which allowed him to kill her.
Right.
So the FBI later interviews Steve Ennis about Jennifer's disappearance, where he wraps up the conversation by mentioning that there was another inmate, Stephen Hawley, concerned about the disappearance of his girlfriend, Leanne Emery, and that Scott may have something to do with it. In a search of Kimball's computer, they then found photos of Leanne. But more than that, investigators also discovered violent pornography of Kimball's computer involving women and simulated assaults.
Whoa, simulated.
And this is when they connected him directly to Leanne Emery through travel records and photographs on his computer.
Oh, we got him.
Mm-hmm. At that point, authorities moved quickly. Kimball was sentenced to 48 years on unrelated nonviolent charges while investigators continued building a homicide case against him.
Holy.
Love when they do that. They're just like, we're going to put you in here.
Yes.
Until we can figure out what else to put you in here for.
Pin him for something.
Yes.
So we have time to pin you for big
something
things.
else, because you can't charge them for the same thing twice.
Right.
So
that's jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
Double do
something.
Okay. But still, obviously, there's one massive problem. There's no bodies. And without bodies, murder charges would be super difficult to make. Then in April of 2008, Kimball slipped. He mentioned a girl who had died of drug overdose on national forest land. The FBI traced receipts placing him near Walden, Colorado, the same weekend Casey disappeared. Forest officials then revealed that a hunter, so literally the FBI calls the national forest land, and then this was like months later, and the FBI or the forest officials said that, oh yeah, actually a hunter found a skull. And we just didn't fucking report it.
What?
Yeah. And the previous winter.
Okay.
So DNA testing then confirmed it was Casey McLeod. And now investigators knew for certain Scott Kimball was a killer. But proving all 4 murders would require an unbelievable deal, and with the man himself. Okay. So now it's 2009. Investigators believe that they had their man, but they still lacked enough evidence to prosecute him for all 4 murders. So they made a controversial decision. They offered Scott Kimball a deal.
Yeah. Hate deals.
They said if he led investigators to the missing bodies, they would not pursue first-degree murder charges. Kimball accepted.
So at this point, okay, it is hard to prove it's a murder without the bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I guess there wasn't enough evidence.
No.
There really wasn't. I was like, do they really need the bodies right now?
I mean,
but I guess they do.
Obviously, and this is when being an investigator would be so difficult.
Yeah.
Because you know that he's the killer. Like, you know it without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
But you have to have certain things to be able to
legally charge them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so
It can't
tough.
just be instinct or vibes.
Yeah. If it went off vibes, we'd all be dead. Plus, there is no death penalty in Colorado, right?
No, actually, I have no idea. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe not.
Well, if they're not going for first degree, they must not. I mean, because
I'll
they could
find out.
say, we're not going to go for the death penalty. And he'll be like, oh. Now, if they do have the death penalty and that's all they offered him, I swear to God.
I might kill him myself.
Yeah. Scott, I'll write you a letter.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah. Penalty.
Death penalty. We love that. Uh-oh.
Yes.
There is?
Colorado had the death penalty in 2009. The Colorado House passed a bill to abolish it in that year.
Mm.
The legislation failed in the state Senate by certain votes, keeping the capital punishment legal.
Okay.
So they tried to repeal it.
Okay. So that sucks that they offered him that deal. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. So Kimball eventually led authorities to the remains of Leanne Emery in Book Cliffs Mountains of Utah. She was the one that went to go spelunking.
Mm.
But during that like whole time, he was like, oh, I'm pretty sure she's over here. Actually, no, she's over here.
What a fucker.
They just he loved to like
give him
just,
wild goose chase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then near her body, investigators found a spent bullet matching Kimball's gun. So they for sure believe that was Leanne, and that she had become involved in laundering money for Kimball. And once she was no longer useful, he killed her.
So, okay, he shouldn't have a gun. Am I right?
Right.
He's a felon.
Right.
I wonder how they put that together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure you don't have
I don't
any
know if
answers
it's
for
like
that.
if he legally possessed it though.
Well, felons can't have guns.
No, but also, how did he have a gun while he was under the FBI's
yeah,
watch?
that's another
That's
thing.
what I want to know.
That's what I'm saying.
They
like,
be slipping.
They are
So-
so dumb.
Later, the FBI said too that they like when they were looking back at the case, there's like, sorry guys, but like when we have informants, we don't even have a lot of resources, so we just kind of have to do what we can do with whatever resource that we have. They have minimal supervision. It's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, unfortunately, Jennifer Markham's body was never found. Investigators later said that there was basically a 0 probability that Kimball had forgotten where she was buried. He said he forgot. Many believe that he was just withholding her location simply as another manipulation tactic.
Mm-hmm.
In total, Kimball pleaded guilty to killing 4 people between 2003 and 2004, but investigators suspected there could be many more victims. Some estimates reach as high as 21 additional unsolved murders. Boulder County District Attorney Stan Garnett said Kimball often bragged about committing dozens of murders. Still, even after pleading guilty, Kimball continued to manipulate the narrative. He openly admitted killing Terry Kimball, but when discussing the women, he spoke in riddles. He said, in quotes, "I was a mechanism. I was part of the mechanics." Investigators believe that the murders of the women. I know. He's like, oh yes, I did it.
Yep.
And then like later he's like, oh, I was just a mechanism. Investigators believe the murders of the women carried a deeply personal and sexual component that Kimball preferred not to discuss openly. Unlike Terry's murder, which appeared motivated primarily by money. But on October 8th, 2009, Scott Kimball was sentenced to 70 years in prison.
70.
I mean, that's a long time. At least he'll die there, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially life, but I like hearing like, 5 life sentences.
Yeah.
You know, it feels nice.
Right.
Feels
right.
good.
I think if you take a life, it's not funny, but you should go to prison for how many years you took away from that person. Right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, a child. If you kill a child, then you should go away for at least 85 years.
So it's based off of the
times the lifespan.
lifespan.
So you can go kill a 99-year-old and probably go like 30 days maybe.
That wouldn't be good.
No, I'm not saying it'd be good, but I'm just saying like in theory, like it'd be interesting.
Be interesting to see if that was the law. It'd be kind of fun to test. Then people would just be killing 90-year-old women or men.
Or, it's always women.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it is. Because they're just like, come take care of me. And now I'm dead. Type of thing. Which sucks. I hate hearing about people who kill the elderly.
There's
like, they're just hanging.
Yeah.
They're just
chilling.
chilling.
That's like Nancy.
Yeah.
Where the fuck? Where's Nancy?
Wasn't there a update in that case?
Yeah, she's
That's
still
for the
missing.
Patreon.
She's still missing. It's the update. She's can't find her. Nancy?
Marco.
She's like, Polo. Okay, sorry. 70 years.
So the families of the victims were very furious with the FBI and how they handled the whole case. They believed that federal negligence gave Scott Kimball the freedom to kill. And
They should go to prison.
They should go to prison. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously he was an informant.
I hope you weren't hoping this was going to be a fluid process.
I knew it wasn't going to be.
I just saw your headphones.
I'm using gaming headphones to hear the mic, and I coiled the microphone that's on the headset.
And I didn't see it till
pretzel.
just now. It's just like a knot.
I digress.
I digress.
You see
Okay.
it?
You see
Yes, I saw it. Oh my god.
Look what I did.
It's so pretty.
It's a sailor's knot.
It's a sailor's knot. Okay.
Okay. So at the exact same time, multiple victims disappeared. Kimball was obviously acting as a federal informant, and victims' families reported raised concerns about him throughout his entire informant
They're like,
career.
hello, what the fuck?
Yeah.
FBI's like, no, he's good.
I know. They defended him the whole time. So officials later responded saying, like I said, they lacked the resources or whatever.
Mhm.
But that explanation wasn't enough for the families. Yeah.
What'd they do?
Nothing.
Mm.
There wasn't really much to do.
I would sue.
Mm-hmm.
I would
I know.
sue. I would.
Something.
Yeah, something.
So now
Right.
Scott Lee Kimball remains incarcerated today. In 2021, he was quietly transferred to a federal prison in Florida out of Colorado.
I was just there.
Why was
Why
he
didn't
transferred,
you
I
meet
wonder?
I should have checked in on him.
Why didn't you go see Scott?
Yeah.
Hey, Scott.
I don't know. I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me?
I forgot.
Okay.
Well, also, yeah, I don't know. Okay, given his age and his sentence, he's most likely going to die in prison. And the investigators knew that when they were doing their little whatever. But I feel like also people some people after living like a life of crime and they know they can't like get away with it or whatever. And
You got to just give up at that point.
well, yeah,
right?
they got to give up at that point. But then also sometimes a life is just better.
Yeah.
In prison.
True.
For them.
Yeah. Well, they have community,
Like
they have food, they have blankets.
So
Pillows.
Scott Lee Kimball is 59 years old as of May 10th,
Happy birthday.
2026.
Wait, is that today?
I don't know if that's his birthday,
No,
but that's just
Oh.
how old he is. As of
May 10th.
that's when this was posted.
I thought you
Oh,
said-
that's today.
That's today.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
today.
Happy birthday, Scott.
No, that was really.
No, and he's incarcerated until at least 2054, when he would be 88. So he could definitely
He could get out.
still get out.
Could he get out on good behavior?
He probably doesn't.
Wait, we found out his birthday was September 21st. Whatever.
He's a Libra.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Is that Libra? I could be wrong. Signs.
I feel like that's a Libra.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's a Virgo. I don't know actually.
No, we're Virgos.
Yes.
Virgo's not.
He couldn't be like us.
No, he's not a Virgo.
It's extremely unlikely he'll be released on good behavior.
Okay.
Just because of the habitual nature of his crime.
He's still young, though. 59?
Yeah.
He could respond to letters, I bet.
That's right.
I'm going to write him.
He probably will answer too because he
So
probably loves the
narcissistic?
clout.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Anyways, so again, we really don't know how many victims there are. Yeah, and that's kind of it. So this case was super huge
Yeah.
because
That's a
of just
lot.
everything that happened under the FBI's nose
Mm-hmm.
and their non-willingness to listen to families. And I mean, like,
willingness.
Non-willing. They are non-willing.
I'm a
Welcome
nurse.
to grammar
I
section.
don't live.
College.
I don't English.
College. Notre Dame. That's really fucked up. It's really messed up. I've never heard of a case like that. Especially where so many inmates are involved.
Yep.
So much snitching.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, they're just wondering where their girls are at.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, where my girl at? Where my girl at?
We were supposed to have visitation.
Yeah.
Why is she not here?
Yeah. That's really fucked up. I'm supposed to get a letter tomorrow.
I wonder if there were any reforms made in regards to informants and things like that when it comes to the FBI after that case.
You should become one. Find out.
Yeah. Next week, Dana coming from federal prison.
Really get the inside scoop.
Just zoom in.
We'll do prison calls.
Day 1 of trying to become an informant. So there were some reforms made. One of them that I thought was interesting was the stricter suitability assessments, which mandated rigorous background checks to the informant to determine whether they evaluate the informant's fitness, focusing on their motivations, criminal history, and potential for manipulation. So a lot of stuff went into realizing manipulation is a tactic they use, which I don't know why that wasn't obvious.
I mean, this is scary, right? Because it was early 2000s. We're not talking about the 60s, the 70s.
No. Mm-hmm.
We're talking about yesterday.
Right. And when there were so many other serial killers that attempted to do similar things.
Yes.
To stay out of prison.
I mean, yeah, it is mind-boggling.
There was another, that's the mandatory supervisory review, which they use high-risk informants or authorize otherwise illegal activity when, I don't know what this means. So they have to sign off from high-ranking officials before anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be all of that review on the back end prior to anything. So it's a lot of people are now
involved, accountable.
Yeah,
for
it's
this.
Not
just
and there's someone who is signing off, therefore they are liable for it.
I wonder too how much they were getting paid.
I don't know. So it turns out Scott received a total of $50,000 from the FBI during his time as an informant, and the payments were made in cash during meetings with his handling agents. And he also had a cell phone, an earpiece, so much freedom, all of that stuff.
Jesus, I mean, just give him a fucking Amex at this
I know.
point.
And he was completely shielded from local law enforcement.
Immunity from
it all.
Like, if he were to get in trouble.
If he was doing shady shit.
Wow.
Yeah. That's bananas.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the average, as of today, the average annual earnings, which it's like a full-time job.
Yeah, that's a year's salary.
They make $41,000 a year as of May 2026. Again, that's average.
Right.
So if you're doing like part-time.
And he's
CI.
he's killing people and getting paid this by the government.
Right. Like, I mean, and I can't get a break on my fucking taxes.
And he's like, hey,
yeah,
I found a dead body.
Making it rain on him.
Yeah,
while
that's
he's
wild.
out here raping and getting splunkers. Unbelievable.
That is wild. That was a good case, Yasmin.
That was really good. Really interesting.
Yes.
I loved the FBI piece. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Anything with an FBI involved, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Recommend.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the pod.
Thank you.
So exciting. And guys, we have our Patreon, like we said, is getting set up this week. And we're also going to the serial killer talk with the doctor. That's coming up.
Dr. Rachel Tolles.
Yep. That's
I remember it
coming up.
because I had to look it up that one time.
Yep. That will be again on our Patreon. Next week we have a really good episode for you, so make sure you follow, like.
She's been working on her whole life.
It's so hard, and I hope that it works out. I hope that it's like fluid.
I'm sure that it will
That's my fear.
We always say that it's not going to piece together.
And then it does.
And it still doesn't, but it's okay. I'm just kidding.
It's totally fine.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, the Patreon, $4.
Yep.
And
that's
Instagram,
it.
TikTok.
All the things.
I don't look at X still.
We're on YouTube.
Yes.
Not videos yet.
No.
But
One day.
our podcast, you can listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah. And Yasmin's on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep. You want to drop your handles?
You can follow me on Instagram at yasmin.mustafa.
Nope, just Yasmin.
Fuck. Yasmin Mustafa. Do I need to spell it?
No, they'll find you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
we'll tag you.
Okay.
We'll tag you.
And then TikTok, Yasmin Mustafa, 2 A's at the end.
Mustafa. All right, stay safe.
And remember,
We didn't do it.